Okay, here we go. Now we're going to discuss about relationships and how they function. Okay, um, what the hell is a relationship? Did I use that word? I'm sorry. What is a relationship? Um, okay, in the clearest of terms, I would say a relationship. Okay, let's back up a little. A relationship is a connection, okay, between two or more tables or queries or both. Okay, two or more queries or tables or both. Okay, to present data in one location. And I think I like that. A relationship is a connection between two or more tables or queries or both to present data in one location. That's what a relationship is. So what that simply means is you have table, guardians table and students table, and you're trying to merge them together. What I'm trying to make you visualize is this. Try to imagine yourself having to go to a business, okay, or a place to make some form of registration, and you're told that before you can do this, you need to fill form A, form B, form C, and they just keep piling those forms in your hands, and you just pick the form one, and after you enter, you go to form B, and you start entering, and you go to form C, and the likelihood is that some of the informations in each of the forms are usually similar. Have you been in situations like that? That can be very annoying. Now, the concept of relationships is this. You could actually enter one information on one table and make it so that even if you have to enter it on the other table, you just enter the relevant part without having to keep writing the same thing over and over again. And that's what we're trying to say here. So on opening these two videos, let's say, did I say videos? On opening these two tables, let's say I wanted to do something. I wanted a situation where when I open this student's record, I can still see the contents about the guidance of each student. Are you following? I can see the guidance of each student. So what I could use to work that out would be connecting, would be a relationship. So I'll need to connect the two tables together. When I connect the two tables together, it becomes possible. Now, for you to understand how a relationship works first, it's important that you want to keep in mind this concept or these two words: primary key, okay, and foreign key. Primary key, foreign key. I'm sure we've heard about primary key before now, but we've not heard about foreign key, right? All right. So let's then explain the two terms. Now I'm just going to go over to my design view to explain those two terms. Now already you know that your primary key is always going to be the ID field. That is the location where you have, or the field where you have this dangling key. Is it a dangling key? No, just the key there. Okay, this particular key, you can see him here. That is your primary key. Coming to the student's record and the design view, you're also seeing that the registration number is the primary key. Now, in creating a relationship, something must happen. Okay, in creating a relationship, something must happen. Now, what should happen? This is what should happen. To create a relationship, okay, a primary key must connect to a foreign key. That's the point. To create a relationship, a primary key must connect to a foreign key. When that is not done, you have a problem. Okay? So what then qualifies as a foreign key, since we already know what a primary key is? Let's do that practically so that we don't get lost. Okay? Now, assuming I want to connect the student's record to the guidance table, and I want to make a connection with the primary key with a foreign key here. Presently, I do not have a foreign key here. How do I know that? That's because I don't have anything in common between these two tables. So your foreign key has to be exactly the same thing with your primary key on the first table, in this case the student's record. I spoke too much, and I can see you people already saying, what does that mean? Okay, just chill. Just chill. Let me just take it bit by bit. Now I'm just going to go over to the guidance table and enter something there. Okay, and that's going to be this. I'm just going to enter this. Alright. Now, do we have a similarity now between this table and this table? Is there something in common? Just take a look. I'm going to, this is the records, the students' records. Let's go to the guidance table. Is there something that is common between the two? Okay, let me change this here. It should be auto number. Aha. Is there something similar? Beautiful. We have a field name that is common for the two of them. The registration number with a data type of auto number, and at the guidance table a registration number with a data type of auto number. That is what's common about them. Now, when we're talking about the relationships, the registration number that has the key here is the primary key. Coming over to the guidance table, the registration number without the primary key is the foreign key. Is that clear enough? Please tell me it is clear enough, okay? Let me see you nod, or let me feel you nod. It's clear enough? So, this guy here is the foreign key, this guy here is the primary key. So if then at this area we're saying that we wanted this table to connect to this other one, if this is the primary key, it means that we would need to come over here and create a new ID field with a data type of auto number. That would then make this guy the foreign key and this guy the primary key. Nod if you understand. Okay, I'm glad you do. Yeah, I'm sure you guys understand me. Now, beautiful. So having established those differences, we can now go ahead to create our relationship. Of course, I'll need to save this change. Hold on, I'll need to get rid of something first off. I'll go over here and remove this guy, okay, and save him. Alright, so I'm going to close this and close that. I'll need to save him over there. Hold on, let's change him to number. Okay, and save and close. Alright, so I've created the two fields I need to create, okay, the primary and the foreign. Now, to create a relationship, are you listening? To create the relationship, this is what we do. First off, we'd go and click on our database tools. That's number one. Okay, now on the database tools we have several groups. We are looking for the groups under relationships, and we're clicking on the first button there, relationships. Are we there? Fine. Now under relationships we're going to have the tables selected. Right now the first table is selected by default, so we're going to click on add, okay, and then click on the second table for students record and click on add. Okay, having done that, I'm going to click on close. Those two tables are now arranged. Are you following? You are free to pause, go back and get this. Okay, so having done that, now the next thing I'll do now is now to connect the two fields, the primary key and the foreign key. In order not to get you unconfused, I'm going to drag this table over here, bring this guy over here, so that you don't like have a wrong view of what I'm doing. Now I'm just going to pick this guy here and bring him over here so that they are going to be connected. So how do I do that? I'm going to click on the registration number as the primary key and drag it over across to the registration number as a foreign key there. This box should come out. If the box doesn't come out, you did not drag it well. It's as simple as that. Okay, once it comes up, you've dragged it properly. Now, having done that, the next thing you'd want to do now is to click on the checkbox, enforce referential integrity. That is to make sure that all the numbers all work out well as it concerns the numbering in the primary key field. Okay, when you use, we need to click on cascade update related field and then cascade delete related field. What that simply means is if we make any addition to the table or any of the tables, it should reflect on the other table. If we make any deletion from any of the tables, it should reflect on the other table. That's what these two do. Okay, and then our join type would need to create a join type. We have 3 join types there. The first join type says only include rows, okay, where the join fields from both tables are equal. That is hardly what we want to do, because remember, if you consider the two tables, they have different records, okay, and we want the different records to be reflected. So that is not what we definitely want. So that knocks off option 1. Option 2 says include all records from students' records and only those records from guidance table where the joined fields are equal. So what is equal about the two of them? Nothing really, right? Nothing. So that option hardly works for us either. So we can go with the third option, which says include all records from guidance and only those records from students' records where the fields are equal. That sounds like what we need. So we're going to click on OK. All right. At that point, we can now click on create, and we have a new guy there, a line. Yes, this is our relationship created, finito. that's is that Spanish? Never mind. Okay, our relationship has been created. Okay, now having created that relationship, it is not active yet until we click on save. Okay, I will click on save. We can now close. Relationship is created. So what we'll do now will be to click on the students record table. Now pause for a moment and look at this table very, very well. Is there something strange there that you have never seen before now? Take your time. Is there something strange there? Can you see this box with the cross inside of it? That's something new. Let's click and see what we can find here. Wow, do you see that? Right now I am seeing the 2 fields that I created, or rather the 3 fields that I created from my guidance table. My guidance table is now inside my students table. Isn't that great? Wow. Alright, that's what is happening here. So if I come over here now and enter information here, say I use Pa Samson as the name of a guardian, right? And the contact number is 08012345678, and registration number of sorry, did I use, hold on, I didn't check what I was doing here. Hope you guys don't. Just a second, guys. Let's be sure of what we're doing here. Blah 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 blah. Okay, just hold up. Contact number. The data type is number. Okay. All right. Let's close that and come over here. All right. Now let's do this. Let's minimize him and come over here. Okay, per something we said 08012345678, and we still have an issue there. Okay, let's go back over here and be sure that we're doing the right thing. So we're saying okay, I'm just going to write some gibberish there and some numbers there. Okay, and so we're going to come over here and enter some. That'll be for the next guy. Okay, so some gibberish here and then some numbers there. Okay, and I'm going to click on refresh all. If I come back to my guidance table and refresh all, I should see those informations I entered. Okay, do we see something unique here? Something just happened that just seems to make some form of sense. Okay, now the information that I've been able to enter here in this particular table is reflected on the other one, right? That's what we're doing here. The information we've entered is reflected on the other one, and that kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, that makes sense. So typically your relationship ensures that any information that I go ahead to enter here on the related tables is automatically reflected on the other table. That means that I don't necessarily need to have this table opened anymore, but it has to be existing anyway. If it is not existing, there's no way it's going to be reflected here. We get that? If it's not existing, it cannot reflect. So once it's there, I can go ahead to keep adding information and deleting information, and we're good. So if I were coming to this table now and I decide that, okay, record 2, I don't need you, let's get rid of you, like bang. Okay, record 2 is out. We're coming back here. Record 2 is out. It's deleted. He is deleted. That's how it works. Okay, that is how it works. You delete your record. That's what the cascading delete does for you. It deletes it for you, and it is out. Like, capiche? It is out. Okay, so typically your relationships then make it possible for you to make a direct connection between the various data or the various database objects that you have, so that all of their informations are consolidated in one place, in one location, making it easy for you to work with them. That's typically the idea of relationships. Okay, so it's a good concept to keep in mind. It's a very, very good concept to keep in mind. You've not heard all about relationships. In the next video, I'm going to give us. Okay, we're going to work with a particular practice. Yeah, we're going to work with one nice one that I'm sure you're going to enjoy doing. Okay, so feel free to take your time and go over this again and again. Like I mentioned, some people might find this a little strange and difficult to understand, but I'm hoping that when we do a collective practice together, I'm sure you should be able to have it in the bag. Okay, so I'm sure you enjoyed seeing how this relationships video worked out, and I'll see you in a bit.